Man's Search for Meaning by Viktor Frankl. Full summary. How do people find hope and purpose in the face of unimaginable suffering? Can life retain meaning even in the most extreme and dehumanizing conditions? What if the deepest human drive is not for pleasure or power, but for meaning? And what if this drive can sustain us through anything? Welcome back to Brainy Bytes. Today we are delving into a book of profound wisdom and resilience. Man's Search for Meaning by Dr. Viktor Frankl. First published in 1946, this powerful work chronicles Frankl's experiences as a prisoner in Nazi concentration camps during World War II, including Auschwitz. But it's more than a memoir. It's a meditation on the human spirit's capacity to find meaning even in the midst of horrific suffering. Frankl, a psychiatrist, developed his psychotherapeutic approach, known as Logotherapy, based on the idea that the primary human drive is the pursuit of meaning. The book is divided into two parts. First, his harrowing experiences in the camps, and second, an introduction to the principles of logotherapy. Its goal is not just to recount tragedy, but to illuminate the path to finding meaning and purpose, irrespective of our circumstances. Let's explore the central argument of this deeply moving book: the will to meaning, our primary drive. Frankl's core assertion, forged in the crucible of the concentration camps, is that humanity's fundamental motivation is the will to meaning. This contrasts with Freud's emphasis on the will to pleasure and Adler's focus on the will to power. He observed that those prisoners who maintained a sense of purpose, who had a why to live for, were more likely to survive the brutal conditions than those who lost all hope and meaning. Frankl tells of a fellow prisoner who dreamed of liberation on a specific date. As the date approached and passed without freedom, the man quickly succumbed to illness and died, his will to live extinguished with his hope. This illustrates a crucial point. The loss of meaning or hope could have fatal consequences. Even when everything else is taken away, humans retain the last of the human freedoms. To choose one's attitude in any given set of circumstances, to choose one's own way. Life, Frankl argues, has potential meaning under any conditions, even the most miserable ones. The book details Frankl's observations and then outlines his therapeutic approach. Let's explore these key sections. Key sections and concepts in Man's Search for Meaning. Part 1. Experiences in a concentration camp. Frankl describes the psychological journey of a prisoner through three phases, providing vivid examples of the human spirit's struggle and resilience. First, the period following admission, characterized by shock. Prisoners were stripped of everything: their possessions, their clothes, their hair, their very names replaced by numbers. Frankl recounts the disbelief in the raw, naked existence they were thrust into. The initial shock often gave way to a grim curiosity, a detachment from one's own fate. Second, the period of entrenched camp routine. This was marked by apathy, an emotional blunting necessary for survival as daily horrors became commonplace. Prisoners regressed to a more primitive mental life, focusing on basic survival. Yet, even here, Frankl observed moments of profound inner life. He describes how thoughts of his wife, her image conjured in his mind during brutal marches, became a source of immense strength and meaning, proving that love could be a powerful, sustaining force even in the absence of the loved one. He recalls prisoners sharing a crust of bread, a small act of humanity in a dehumanized world. There was an intensified appreciation for art and nature. A beautiful sunset over the Bavarian woods, viewed through the bars of a cattle car, could bring tears to their eyes and a fleeting sense of peace. Humor, however grim, also served as a weapon in the soul's fight for self-preservation. It was a way to rise above the suffering, even if only for moments. The development of a rich inner world through memory, imagination, and spiritual longing became a refuge. Third, the period following liberation. This brought its own complex challenges. Frankl describes the initial inability to grasp freedom, the feeling of unreality. There was often bitterness and disillusionment when returning to a world that felt alien, or when discovering that the people they longed for had not survived. Many had to learn again how to feel pleasure and how to cope with the psychological scars of their experiences, the feeling that everything is meaningless. The struggle for meaning continued even after liberation. Part 2. Logotherapy, in a nutshell. In this section, Frankl explains 4 basic principles of logotherapy, which comes from the Greek word logos, that means meaning. First, the will to meaning. As mentioned, this is the primary motivational force in human beings. Frankl believed that the frustration of this will to meaning can lead to what he termed noogenic neurosis, or existential vacuum. Second, meaning in life. Logotherapy says that meaning can be discovered in 3 principal ways. Number 1, by creating a work or doing a deed. This is the path of achievement or accomplishment. Number 2, by experiencing something or encountering someone. This involves appreciating goodness, truth, and beauty, or experiencing nature and culture, and most importantly, through loving another human being. Love is the ultimate and highest goal to which man can aspire. Number 3, by the attitude we take toward unavoidable suffering. This is perhaps Frankl's most profound insight. These are the 3 ways you can discover meaning. Let's go back to the basic tenets of logotherapy. Third, the meaning of suffering. When we are no longer able to change a situation, for example, in the face of an incurable disease or the death of a loved one, we are challenged to change ourselves. Suffering ceases to be suffering at the moment it finds a meaning, such as the meaning of a sacrifice. The way in which a man accepts his fate and all the suffering it entails, the way in which he takes up his cross, gives him ample opportunity to add a deeper meaning to his life. Fourth, tragic optimism. This means remaining optimistic in spite of pain, guilt, and death. It's an optimism in the human potential to turn suffering into human achievement and accomplishment. To derive from guilt the opportunity to change oneself for the better, and to derive from life's transitoriness an incentive to take responsible action. Application and key takeaways. So, how can we apply Frankl's profound insights to our own lives? 1. Choose your attitude. This is about exercising the last human freedom. No matter the circumstances, you can choose how you respond. This inner choice determines your experience. 2. Find your unique purpose. This is about discovering your why. Actively seek out what gives your life meaning, whether through work, love, or your stance towards suffering. 3. Turn suffering into strength. This is about finding meaning in adversity. When faced with unavoidable pain, look for the opportunity to demonstrate human potential and find meaning in your response. 4. Live with responsibleness. This is about acknowledging life's demands. Frankl suggests that life is ultimately questioning us, and we answer by being responsible for our specific tasks and choices. 5. Practice self-transcendence. This is about focusing beyond yourself. True meaning is often found not by seeking it directly, but by dedicating oneself to a cause greater than oneself or to another person. 6. Embrace tragic optimism. This is about affirming life despite its tragic aspects. Cultivate hope and find meaning even in the face of pain, guilt, and the inevitability of death. Man's search for meaning is a testament to the resilience of the human spirit and a powerful guide to finding purpose in a world that often seems chaotic. It teaches us that our main concern is not to avoid pain, but to see meaning in it. If you found this summary valuable, please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to Brainy Bytes, and hit that notification bell so you don't miss future summaries. We're building a community dedicated to learning and growth. Want to keep these book summaries coming? You can support the channel and my caffeine supply by buying me a coffee. Links down below. Every bit helps me dive into more books and share the insights with you. And speaking of books that share such deep insights, what philosophy or psychology book should I explore next? Let me know your suggestions in the comments. Your input drives the channel. Thanks for watching.